Hey everyone, have you ever really stopped to think about how your phone or your laptop or pretty much any smart device makes like billions of decisions every single second? Well, the secret isn't some crazy complicated magic. It's actually a super simple, elegant system of logic called Boolean Algebra. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see how it all works. All right, let's jump right in.
So that's the big question, right? How does a chunk of metal and silicon actually think? How does it process information and decide what to do next? You might be picturing something incredibly complex, but the truth is, it's all based on a kind of logic that you and I use every single day, probably without even noticing. I mean, think about it. You make little logical statements like this all the time. Going to the park? Well, that depends on two things being true. Condition 1, it has to be sunny. Condition 2, your homework has to be done. This whole if this and that structure, well, that's pretty much the heart and soul of how computers think.
Okay, so if we want to build these digital sentences, we need an alphabet, right? And in the world of computers, that alphabet is made up of these fundamental little building blocks called logic gates. So let's get to know the big three.
But hang on, before we do that, there's one golden rule we have to get straight. In this digital language, there are only two words, only two states for anything. True, which we just call a 1, and false, which we call a 0. It's either on or off, yes or no. There is absolutely no maybe in this world. So first up is the AND gate. This one is kind of the strict one. Think of it like this. You've got a lamp, but it's wired up to two light switches, one right after the other. For that lamp to light up, to get a true output, switch A and switch B both have to be flipped on. If even one of them is off, you get nothing. It's an all or nothing kind of deal. Now the OR gate, this one's a lot more laid back. Let's imagine those same two switches, but this time they're wired up side by side, in parallel. Now all you need to do is flip switch A or switch B, and boom, the light comes on. And of course, flipping both of them on works too. The only way you get a false output, no light, is if both switches are off. And finally, we've got the simplest one of all, the NOT gate. It does, well, exactly what it sounds like. It just flips its input to the complete opposite. You feed it a true, it spits out a false. You give it a false, it gives you back a true. It's basically the opposite day gate.
So just to lock this in, the AND gate is the tough one. It demands that every single input is true to get a true output. The OR gate is way more flexible. It's happy as long as just one of its inputs is true. This little difference is absolutely crucial for everything we're about to do.
All right, so we've got our alphabet, the AND, OR, and NOT gates. Now we need some grammar. We need rules that tell us how to put these letters together to make sense. And that's exactly what the rules of Boolean algebra are. They help us build, and more importantly, simplify our logical sentences. Now, when you see a list of rules like this, don't freak out. You don't have to memorize all of them right now. Just think of these as a set of tools or logical shortcuts that are always true. For example, that rule that says A or 1 equals 1, all that's really saying is, hey, if any part of an OR statement is already true, we don't even need to check the rest. The whole thing is definitely true. See? They're just powerful little tools for our toolkit. And out of all these rules, there's one that's a real superstar. One that's amazing at cleaning up messes. It's the distributive law. And yeah, it should look really familiar from your old math classes because it works pretty much the same way here. It lets us multiply a term across a set of parentheses. And you're about to see just how handy that is. Okay, enough theory. Let's put these rules to work and see why they matter so much. See, the whole point of this is efficiency. We can use Boolean algebra to take a big, messy, complicated logical statement and shrink it down into something short, simple, and fast. Let's get our hands dirty with an example. All right, so take a look at this beast. I know, it looks pretty intimidating. You've got variables, you've got knots, you've got parentheses inside of parentheses, but I promise you, using just the simple rules we just talked about, we can tame this thing and break it down into something way, way simpler. Let's walk through it together. Okay, let's take this one step at a time. First, we're going to use our new favorite tool, the distributive law, on the stuff inside the big brackets. We multiply that AB bar into the parentheses, so we get AB bar C plus AB bar BD. Now hang on, look at that second part. You see a B right next to a B bar? Well, remember our rules, anything ANDed with its opposite is always false or 0, which means that whole AB bar BD term just becomes 0. Poof, it's gone. That whole messy thing just vanished. Now we just distribute the C from the outside, which gives us A B bar C plus A bar B bar C. See, it's already looking cleaner. So check out what we have left.
Both pieces have a B bar C in them. Just like in regular algebra, we can pull that common part out front. And when we do that, what's left inside the parentheses? It's A or A bar. And that should set off a little bell, because we have a rule for that. Anything ORed with its opposite is always true, or 1. So that A or A bar just becomes a 1. So now we have B bar C and 1. And our final rule says anything ANDed with 1 is just itself. And just like that, we're done.
I mean, just look at that. This is the magic right here. We started with that long, complicated monster on the left, and we proved step by step that it is logically the exact same thing as the tiny expression on the right, B bar C. It does the exact same job, but it's so much cleaner.
So what? Why do we care? Why did we go to all that trouble just to make an expression shorter? Because this algebra, it isn't just a math problem on a piece of paper. It's literally the blueprint for building real physical things, for building electronic circuits.
And this is the key takeaway. Every single part of that original, messy expression would have needed a physical logic gate on a chip. By simplifying the algebra, we've actually designed a circuit that does the same job with way fewer parts. And that means it's smaller, it's faster, it uses less power, and it's cheaper to make. This isn't just an academic exercise. This is the heart of modern engineering. This is how we get such powerful devices into our pockets.
And here's what it looks like in the real world. This is a diagram for a real chip that has AND gates inside it. That abstract idea of an AND we were talking about, it becomes this physical thing, an integrated circuit with little metal legs that you can solder onto a circuit board. Our simplification means we just need fewer of these little guys to get the job done.
So, as we wrap this up, just think about that for a second. The device you're watching this on right now is performing trillions of these simple little and, or, and not operations every single second. All of it is built and optimized using the very rules we just looked at. It's a whole universe of simple logic, working together to create the incredibly complex digital world that we live in. Makes you wonder, what's the most complex decision your device is making right at this moment?